Fishing news, interviews, and reviews. Forget the drama, we're live from the Casa.
Hello. I have things all over and confused already. I don't know why things changed or what in the hell happened here, but we are live from the Casa this again. And hopefully you guys are doing really well. Hey, Jason. Hopefully you're doing very well and having a blessed day. So, I'm going to start getting people on starting again next week. Mike is back. I should have had him on today, but he's been working hard, and so have I, on a lot of stuff for Tackle Web. So it was kind of this last-minute thing again today, too. Boudreaux says hello, everyone, by the way. So if you don't know what we do, live from the Casa, I might change the time is the other thing. I'm thinking about doing these in the later afternoons. 3 o'clock is a little bit weird for me because we have swimming right after this. And to be honest, I get kind of nervous and that I'm going to run long or all that stuff. But today I'm going to try to keep it fairly short because I just wanted to say hello and make sure that you know we're going to continue with these because they've been very popular. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because I'm going to put this on YouTube later on. I got the new camera. The new camera's sitting right there. I also have my normal camera, which I don't know why oh, here we go. Camera effects, maybe? Yes. You can see the other one is a lot darker. And you see it right there. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. The new one just seems to be a lot better, a lot crisper, a lot better for the stuff. No sound, but I can read lips. Can everybody hear me? Don't hear myself. I see my level monitor is saying that I'm going back and forth. Does everyone hear me, or is it just Ramos doesn't have his headphones plugged in? Hopefully I'm not making a horrible thing and just you guys are... Anyway, if you missed the news over the last weekend, we had the first super tournament here. Yes, thank you, Jason. It is just Ramos. We had the first super tournament on Lake Chickamauga, where all the FLW Pro Circuit guys were together, and then 52 or 54 of the Major League Fishing guys came in and fished to make one super tournament where there was more money and everything. And the funny thing that happened at this event, in my opinion, that some of the Major League Fishing guys thought that it was just going to be a pushover for them, that these Major League Fishing guys were just at that high level that they were going to come in against their AA team, AA squad, and then just annihilate them. What we found out, that didn't happen. Of course, one Major League Fisherman did win it, Jacob Wheeler, which we'll talk about here in a second, but only 12 of the top 50, 12 Major League Fishermen in the top 50 were in the top 50. I guess that's the best way to put it. So 38 of the 38 of the top 50 were FLW anglers. And that was, I don't know if it was a surprise, but like I said, I think they thought that they were just going to come in and dominate. And truthfully, we kind of found out that there's a lot of guys that just sucked. They didn't have it. I've kind of kept it private and to myself, but I think there's some MLF anglers that I don't even know if they should be MLF anglers. I don't know if they're the top guys. So it'll be fun to see when this whole thing comes out, when they bring in people from FLW back over into Major League Fishing, and they have to replace some, because like I said, there's a lot of guys that their egos are not putting up what being the best of the best is for that. So it's really weird. If you see a Fishing Florida Radio thing that is posting under under Fishing Florida Radio. He obviously doesn't know how to use his own account, so he's using the Fishing Florida Radio account, which is just perfectly fine. And I'm just busting chops. So yes, a great overall tournament. Maybe not as successful as they probably wanted. Coverage was decent, to say the best. I would like to say that it was that there was more to it, but they had a good group of people. Marty Stone was there, and two other guys who I've never heard of did the commentary, and they were pretty good. Maybe they were average, and here's where I think they were just average. There was a lot of just complete dead silence. I mean, just complete dead silence. Craig, I'm going to talk about that in a second. So it was really weird in how it was covered. I think that, in my opinion, when I start looking at the commentators for, let me turn this down. When I look at the commentators for Major League Fishing and Bass, I really do. I've said this publicly. I really do think the guys over at Bass do a much better job. I think JT Kinney is amazing, and I'll talk about him in a few minutes. But if I'm going to watch something, and it seems like if a majority of the anglers right now are more inclined to watch the Bass Elites. And the proof is in the numbers. They had 2.8 million people watch ESPN2 to watch bass fishing the last tournament for bass. And that is absolutely amazing. Now, I don't want to be jumping around right here, but it's a good kind of segment, but we're going to jump back into Major League Fishing again. There are some weird things that are happening for the elites. It hasn't happened officially, and I think Bass is pretty optimistic that this won't happen, but Bass has 3 consecutive tournaments in New York, and but New York, the state of New York, doesn't want Florida anglers and other anglers coming into their state and passing or possibly restarting Corona all over again for them. And Bass has put out an email or a letter to the elite guys saying, look, there's a good chance that we might have to cancel 3 tournaments. Now, I'm pretty sure if they have to, they'll probably try to make them up probably someplace else. But my first thoughts on it, it's good that they're being proactive and trying to find maybe getting ahead of this before it's too late. But the other thing is that I think it's gonna. I hope they're able to reschedule it and continue on with the events, even if there's someplace else. But what I was thinking just there is my first thought is, why the hell would they schedule 3 tournaments in New York? I mean, that makes no sense, except if you know the reasoning behind it. Now, I don't know the exact reasoning, and somebody keeps walking by there's a window right here that looks out in my front yard, and we've had like solicitors all day. Don't even want to get me going. Anyway, if you don't know this, New York, the state of New York, I think is in the top 5 of overall money spent on fishing gear every year. It might be second. Florida is by far number 1 in terms of revenue and money spent and all that other stuff. And I think, if I remember a few years ago, New York was in that top. It might have been 2 or 3. It might have been 2, but that's why they were going to New York. But it makes no sense that they would have 3 straight tournaments in one area. And I know COVID came along, and you could never plan for what's happened with COVID. But I think it might have been a bad when they started looking back and rescheduling these tournaments. I think somebody obviously didn't think about maybe sending it someplace else. Go to Alabama. Go back to Texas. Go anywhere. But having 3 in a row in New York is kind of stupid. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So obviously those guys, you want to know what happens. If you don't know how the whole the whole thing works with the Bass Elites. They are actually paid by certain groups to come in, and because there's so much money and revenue that is generated for them coming into to the area, like the Classic brings in 25 to 20, 32, 34 million dollars in revenue for hotels and restaurants and all that stuff. So having a Classic in your city is a good benefit for you. It's awesome. We don't have them down here in Florida because, well, first off, Florida doesn't need we have the rat, we have the Mickey Mouse. We don't need that revenue. I don't agree with it, but it's just how it is. I don't think we'll ever see another Classic in Florida anytime soon. I know they're having the Classic next year in Texas, which is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I can't wait for it. But I'll be attending the Classic for sure, and I know I'm going to be attending the Red Crest because I've been offered some stuff to show up. So it should be a lot of fun. Getting back to the Super Tournament, can we just admit, I saw someone up here earlier saying Jordan Lee is going to be the GOAT, and where is that? Let me scroll up. Holy cow, sorry guys, there's a lot of things. Grisby calls Jordan Lee and Jacob Wheeler two of the youngest great anglers. That was from Shaw. I knew that article was coming out today, actually. Yes, I'm right there with him. Jacob Wheeler again threw it down. Just completely threw it down. Proved why he is the hottest and best angler on the planet. I don't think it's really weird. We talked about this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then now this came out from Shaw, which is wonderful. But there was another podcast radio show that was all they were talking about today. So I don't know if my little brain fart brought it up, but you want to know what? You cannot beat Jacob Wheeler. And if you didn't know, there's some really fun facts about the tournament for Jacob. If you didn't know, he stripped down his boat, did not have a wrapped boat because he didn't want people following him. He went on and did a great video of talking about how these days when he goes fishing, if he finds a good hole or a place to fish, that he'll find locals fishing that hole or other pros. So Jacob thought, you want to know what? If I'm going to do it and I want to win because it is his home lake now, he lives on Chick, I should take off the boat wrap. And, boat wrap probably cost him $1,500, $2,000. So while he made $100,000 plus all of his sponsorship money, it still was going to cost him a couple bucks. Matt says he's going to the Classic. I hope to see you there. We will be there. I will be there for sure. I can't wait for the Classic next year. Let me say that one. Craig wrote, if I'm telling you, if Lee gets a PR man, he will explode in popularity. Kid is good and is awesome one-on-one. Just needs some camera groomed. Yes, Jacob is, Jordan Lee is a great angler. There's no doubt about it. Jordan is a fantastic, and having those 2 wins is fantastic. But I, in my opinion, still put Jacob ahead because Jordan's had a couple wins. Jacob is just flat out dominating everything. Every place he goes right now, Jacob is in the possibility of winning that tournament. And Jordan is kind of like this roller coaster. There's some tournaments where he's just on fire, and then there's other tournaments where he's bottom 50. Right now, Jacob is the number 1 angler in the world. And I think probably, I don't have my internet up right now. I do, but I don't. But I don't know what Jordan's stuff is. Jordan does have a PR person. He has his wife. His wife does a lot of stuff. Him leaving, I was very vocal about him leaving Strike King. I don't think this year him going from Strike King to Berkeley, I don't think that was the right decision. There's nobody that I know that's ever left Strike King because Strike King is one of those companies that keeps you on forever. You do what you have to do. They stick with you all the way. And I don't know if I would have left Strike King for Berkeley. I think Berkeley does a lot of good things, and to be honest, I have a bunch of new Berkeley baits that I'm going to be doing closer looks on. Here's the new power bait, Swim Shad, that comes in like 700 colors, and that's no lie. There's more over here somewhere. Here's another color, pre-rigged, and you know, that's in the bin. The bin is getting bigger again for the closer looks, and I had normally have a whole bunch of them ahead of time, but I have run out of those, and there's some new ones coming up. So anyway, Jake, back to the Super Tournament. Jacob winning was fantastic. Of course, our boy John Cox did well. I think he finished in the top 10 or something like that. My good friend John Murray finished in the top 50, which I was crazy excited to see and hear. I thought he was going to do a lot better than that because he lives on Chick, and when he and I went fishing on Chick, it was just unbelievable. So it was good. It was fun to watch. Like I said, I thought the coverage they could have done better with the coverage. There were a lot of dead silence, and if you know anything about radio, that is like the kiss of death. You don't have dead air. It just isn't what you want. And on the television show or on the internet feed, it was just there was a lot of dead air. And really, you want to know what that comes up to? Hey, Butch, want to know what that comes up to is the FLW guys are not used to having a camera person on the boat, which then brings me to, now my whole mind is, I'm jumping all over the place. My mind is going crazy. I have a question that I want to ask you, and I want your honest opinion, because, and we have to take everyone we have to give everyone their, trust them. But if you miss day 3, Jacob caught a 997 or 992 or something like that. Really a 10-pound bit. Let's just call it what it is, a 10-pound bass. And he threw it in his live well and didn't realize he had 5 fish in there. Now, my question to you guys is, if there isn't a cameraman on the boat, does he call that penalty on himself? It's a reasonable question. I mean, he lost he got a 2-pound penalty for it, but if somebody wasn't there to catch him, what are the odds of him actually, like telling somebody that he did that? Now, I know in the past other anglers have done that. I know Brandon Palaniuk has done it, and I believe Jacob would do it. I believe he would, because Jacob, I love Jacob Wheeler. I love him. I consider him a friend. I sent him a horrible text that I used swear words in. He did not reply back to it. It was just a congratulations. But I think Jacob's one of the great anglers. If not, I know he's the best angler on the planet. But my question is, do you think that he would? Would he have done that? Because imagine if you were to lose by 2 pounds. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. It doesn't mean he would or he wouldn't. I think he would. But I've heard some bad rumors about that rule in the last month. So, it is what it is. I think he would, but he still dominated, won by over 10 pounds, so it didn't matter when it all came down to it. But imagine you come in and then the last day someone has a big, humongous day and you lose by 2.1 pounds. Then out of nowhere, you lost it. We have to give you right. We got to give Wheeler the benefit of the doubt that he would have called on himself. He is a man of integrity. He's had some issues. He's had some issues in the past. This is the truth. He's had some issues in the past with rules that affected him while he was in FLW. That is the God's honest truth. There's other people that have had issues too, but I hope he would have, and I'm pretty sure he would have. But it's just something to think about. Good question. Would he have passed the lie detector? I don't know. It'd be really fun to see what the lie detector test is. I'm hoping to have Shaw Grigsby on here, because last time I talked to Shaw, the funniest thing happened. So the Major League Fishing guys, they have to go do their thing, and then they pick out a number, and that person that's in the number has to do the lie detector. No lie. I remember, not exact words, but Shaw got picked for 4 of the last 5 to have the lie detector test. And he was pissed off. I mean, pissed off. So, and he passed all of them, so it didn't matter. But I know he and I were I was joking to him about it, and I was just I was just egging on. I was just lighting the fire with gasoline. I was poking the bear. I'm like, Shaw, they should never do that to you. You have integrity, and you're that. I was saying everything to get him going, and it was fun. I'm going to try to get Shaw on. Shaw and I are. I consider Shaw a very good friend. A very good friend. Okay, next. If you guys have never even remotely looked or been part of Bass University, I should say I got a free membership. Pete, I don't know how to say his last name. I have an email for him. Of course, my email's down. I got an email for a media membership today. Pete's last name is Pete Glusick. I think that's how you say his last name. Sent me a new Bass University thing, and I consider myself a pretty decent angler. I wouldn't say I'm great, but probably slightly above average. I know a lot of fishing. I know a lot of saltwater fishing. I know a lot of bass fishing. So I kind of fairly well rounded. I cast fairly decent. Anyway, I watched like 2 of the videos today. My mind was blown. I mean, literally, it was blown away. I was like, I have never fished like this in my life. I watched a JT Kinney video and that. So if you're interested, I don't know how much it costs. I think it might cost like $99 a year. They have unbelievable amount of videos on how to become a better angler. And not like I don't get anything out of it. They sent me one for free. I can tell you right off the bat, the 2 videos I watched were unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. So if you're interested or you have somebody that you want to do it, check it out. I wish I had a code that could give you a discount or something, and maybe I'll ask Pete if there's a code and I'll put it on here and you guys can get it. But it was kind of mind blowing, to be honest. It was really good. One was on jerk baits in Florida, on twitch baits in Florida, and I have never remotely thought about using a twitch bait in Florida. But hearing JT Kinney explain how to do it and the correct way to do it and what I should look for in the twitch bait that you're using, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, got to look at my notes. Here they are. We did talk about Jacob Wheeler. Oh, here's a great story that everybody in the industry should be happy about. Aaron Martins rang the bell and is done with his chemotherapy treatments. And amazingly, this is the ridiculous part, the next tournament for Major League Fishing, or the Super Tournament, whatever they have next, Aaron is going to compete. So congratulations. It is absolutely amazing. We'll try to have Aaron on here soon. Like I said, I'm going to start getting the interviews going again. I'm going to have Mike in here. We've got a lot of new things and studio stuff that we've been working on. So you're going to see a lot of great stuff happening. So it's really cool. Next, and not last but not least, because I'm going to try to keep this fairly short today. I did get the stealth. I can now talk about this. I can talk about it because I've got a video done. The video you're going to see, I only filmed me catching 1 bass. I caught 7 bass on the new Z-Man Stealth Blade, the new 2.0 jackhammer. If you haven't seen it, there is a closer look. I did now, and I preface this in the video because I did something completely different that took me a lot longer to make this video. Normally, when I get let's just say, I'll show you. Hold on. Yesterday, I got a box in with all sorts of baits, new baits. I got the new Namaste Wakasagi. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. From Realis. This new little bait. Yeah, I lost it, Jason. How does everyone know 7 and 40 minutes? How do you know that? And yeah, Butch, we're hoping you do the same too. So usually what I do is I get the baits in. I put them in my bucket. This is the bucket of closer looks. Holy crap. So you got this one. This is a Japanese bait that I really don't like. That is, I don't even know what the name of that is right off the top of my head. I'm not a fan of this. I cannot figure out how to rig it properly. And I got the new Tackle Blade Waker. I got a couple of these. So anyway, what I do is I get these baits in, and normally I put them in what you don't. Oh, you can kind of, wait a minute. You want to know? Hold on. Do you see that white box right there? That right there is my photo studio. So I can turn the light on. Hold on. And then I take my camera, which is right back there, exactly right there, with the muff thing. And what I do is I put it in there and I take the 360 photos and I do other stuff like the 360s and then all those close-up photos that you see that I put in the videos. So normally when I get these, the first thing I do is, because I've already taken photos for this, I put them in that photo booth and I take photos instantly. The truth be told, I knew I was getting the Stealth Blade. I've been dying to get this. I got it. I went over, as soon as I got it in the mail, they sent it to me overnight. I went and put it on a rod, and I went straight over to the neighbor's house and put it in the pool. I wanted to see how fast the blade starts. Because the great thing about the jackhammer is that the jackhammer blade starts almost as soon as you hit the water. If you get 1/2 crank on that bait, that blade starts going back and forth. Now, when you start hearing that they're changing the blade of the new Stealth Blade, it kind of made me think, how is the blade going to start as fast? What is the noise? What is all? I needed to know this that same minute. So I put it on a rod. I ran over to the neighbor's house, got in the pool, and I did underwater footage. And then I should have come home and thrown it in there, but I didn't. I'm telling you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So what happened is, as soon as I got out of there, I got home and my wife was home. So I'm like, going fishing. And we'll get into that too. And so I ran from here over to Lake EA, and I only had it was 6:45-ish. And I got over there, and as soon as it hit the water, I started catching fish. And then I ran back up to the car, got my GoPros, and then ran back down, and then started to make my way around the pond again. And got on the other side of the pond and caught one fish that you'll see. And then walked around where I caught the fish, and I decided it was time to go in. Pretty much because there was a group of people behind me that were talking to me and were kind of like, I would put it on the video, but they were swearing a lot. And I thought, I just can't deal with that at this point in time. And I was sweating balls because it was 102 degrees. And got to the other side, and I thought, well, I'll make 1 or 2 more casts in positions that I know where I'm going to usually catch fish. And on my 3rd or 4th cast, I snagged my Christmas tree. And I walked to the other side and did everything that I could to not break off that thing. And normally I use a Palomar knot for everything. They're very strong knots, one of the strongest. And unfortunately, I walked it all the way back, and in my brain, I said, I'm going in after it. Now, you guys are just seeing. You guys see a lot of the stuff that I put out. There are some things that I just don't show you. In Lake EA, a year and a half ago, I got a wicked, and by wicked, I mean disgusting infection on my leg. It was horrible. I have a scar from it, to be honest. I had just a slight cut. I went into Lake EA to go I didn't really go in. I got in and was waiting. And then the next thing you know, a few days later, it turned from a scab into just a real dark black line. In a week, it went from something that was probably a 1/4 inch to a round hole in the back of my leg that was black. And I wrapped it up, and I should have been looking at it every day. I put some Neosporin on it, did what I thought was proper, and it got bad. And I had to have it scraped out to get it back to normal. And it was disgusting. Now, as I'm trying to wiggle that Stealth Blade out of that Christmas tree, I'm wiggling it with you. I can feel it starting to give a little bit. And then I felt the hook, the knot kind of give. So I went back and said, okay, just calm down. I'll walk in here. It's only like 30 or 40 feet. Maybe I got to swim, but I'm not losing this lure. I'm not. I was given one. Not even the right color, by the way. Didn't like the color. It caught fish. Obviously, it caught fish, but not the color I normally use. I usually use a dark color. And as I did that, the hook pulled and the line snapped. And I reeled it in. And I swore and said some bad things, but I wasn't going to go in my mind. I wasn't going to go in there because not that I have any cuts or anything. I mean, the hole in my finger is finally normal now. There's a little indentation from the hook going through it, but I just was really worried about getting sick. That's the truth. So then you're going to see a closer look of the stealth blade, and really it's more or less, yeah. There's that. Craig, that Christmas tree's on 2 or 3 on your side. No. The new Christmas tree's right in front of the old house. I mean, I'll show you next time. Like, you know where the cattails are? When you come down the hill, it would be over to the left. Anyway, I lost the lure, and I wasn't going to go back and ask for it. And I know they only gave me one, and it was a sample. I can tell you, in the closer look video that you're going to see, I explain everything that I found out about the lure. I talk about the blade, and I talk about it's a clear blade, and that it does this jackhammer or the stealth blade doesn't make noise. It doesn't have that awesome clicking noise. This bait's meant to be almost like a finesse bladed jig. It is not designed for murky water. It's designed for clear water or ponds and stuff that get a lot of pressure. So there's a lot of differences in this new one compared to the other one. So you'll see the closer look to come up. You won't see any up close personal photos. This is just one photo that I took off my phone the day I got it, and I apologize for it. But when they come out in August, obviously I've already put an order in. We will have them right away, and we'll be able to see them. Are they awesome? I was about to say the F-bomb. Yes, they are. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Not as, I'm spoiling the whole closer look, not as amount of thump, when your rod goes thump, your rod used to go like this really. Now this one is a little bit tighter action. There's a tighter action because they used a smaller hook on it that you'll hear more about it. I try to go into it as much as possible, give you as much detail pretty much before anyone. I don't know. I've only seen 2 or 3 videos of people that have the stealth blade, and it's as good as advertised. So maybe that'll go up on Saturday. I'm not even sure. I have 2 to put up, and I'm not sure. I appreciate you guys liking that last video I did from the tackle boxes, Craig. I'm really still disappointed in Real Tackle Box. I know they got the video. They sent me an email saying that my box had been sent out 2 weeks ago. I asked for a tracking number. I've heard nothing again still. They are trash. Over the next few weeks, we're going to have lots of new things coming out. If you guys don't know, retail cost on that one is the same price as the old jackhammer. It's $14 or $15. It's not a cheap lure. It isn't like this Imagatsu Javelin Gill. That's what this is called. This isn't bait number 2, by the way. They come in a pack of 4. Which I don't know where they are. Hold on. There they are. Oh, no, that isn't it. These baits come in a pack of 4. They're Japanese. You have to rig them. See if you can see there. You have to rig them sideways. I can tell you that the first one, I ruined it. I put it in so many times that it just didn't work. This is the second one because I took apart the whole nose, and there's a screwish thing right here in the nose. So I put my hook in that way. You got to have a special hook. and it just didn't swim right. So I'm very disappointed. The other thing is as you can see here, see right there coming out, it has that little, this will make it either, hold on, you can use it like that, or if you put this thing back in it, it'll sink a little bit. If you have it out, it floats a lot better. But this is the Imagatsu Javelin Gill. Very disappointed in this so far. I can't get it to swim. So, and it's one of the next closer looks. And those are ridiculous priced. This is ridiculous priced. This is next level pricing. This bait's probably $9 because I think we paid $30 for 4 of them. And I can't get them to work, so it sucks. Anyway, thank you, Craig. So lots of closer look videos coming up. I think Mike's got some new stuff for his boat. I'm in the process of editing episode 2 of the rebuilding the pond. I don't even know what that is called right out of my top. My Genesis of Fishery. I've got that working on, and there's so many more. So you're going to see lots of good ones. I hope you guys like those closer looks, to be honest. They take a lot of time to put together, and hopefully they allow you to see an up-close personal thing of those baits before you even have to possibly go and buy them. And that's the goal to them. They don't get a lot of views, but you know what? The channel doesn't get a lot of views as is. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible, and for whatever reason, showing me go fishing just isn't as popular as I would imagine. So I don't know if I do something wrong, but I'd love to know your comments on what you think. I don't mind taking constructive criticism, to be honest. I don't mind it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You know, you're really not going to hurt my feelings. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's just how it is. So I think I can wrap it up on that. I guess I should ask, would you rather, because I have 2 of them done, would you guys, let's see, hold on, let me move a few things, done videos. Would you guys rather see, you want to know, I'm going to show you a little bit of the Stealth Blade, because then you can see, I would love to know what you think. So here it is. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new to the channel, I am Steve Chapman, and today we're going to take a closer look at the brand new Z-Man Stealth Blade, or the Jackhammer 2.0. I know, it isn't there. I lost the lure. Can you make the Jackhammer bladed jig by Z-Man even better? It's well recognized in the industry that the Jackhammer is one, if not the best bladed jig on the market. Why? It has amazing startup speed. It has action, vibration. It has all the components. And really, it's a big bass catching machine. It's a big bass catching lure. Well, say hello to my little friend. Say hello to my little friend! Introducing to you the new Stealth Blade from Z-Man, or the Jackhammer 2.0. So normally you'd see lots of photos that are taken in my photo booth. Okay, so what do you guys think? I'd love to know what you think. Let me put the box, where is that? Live from the Casa. What did you think of that? Yeah, I didn't even know that this was a fancy try. You want to know? I'm next week. It's a black tie event. Anyway, there's that one. If you want to see that one, or here's the startup of. Here's the other one. There's 2 you can vote on. You can vote on you want to see the Stealth Blade, or I'm just going to give you a little tease of this next one. And this one's pretty good too. I should say, I'm going to show you a little bit of it, but I want you to look at the bottom of the yellow lure for the next one. If you see anything red, that is my own personal blood, because this is the lure that went through my finger. This is the sharpest hook I've ever dealt with in my life. So, okay. Do you want the Stealth Blade, or do you want this one? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new to the channel, I am Steve Chapman. Today, you and I are going to take a closer look at a brand new crankbait that's for shallow water fishermen. It's the Bagley Balsa Wake 1. You know, Jeff and Les, you know I see the comments as they're happening. You guys know this. I see you guys talking. You guys don't think I have any... you don't realize I have a hook sponsorship. Do you not know that? Did you see the blood on the bottom of that? I cleaned it up after I realized it, but it was too late. I wasn't going to take more pictures. I've got too many pictures to take as is. But yeah, that's the bait. That was the bait that I slipped, and it actually went through there and stuck into the bone. And then I leaned down and put my leg on, put my knee on my leg, and just took my pliers and wiggled, and yanked it, and it came out. So it was nasty. I thought I got it all out. I thought I got all the blood off of it, to be honest. And then I started doing the close-up videos. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all that blood. Anyway, those are the two to look at. We got that one, the Balsa Wake 1, which is a top water wake bait, or you can take a closer look at the new Stealth Blade before really anybody. So anyway, put in the comments below what you want to see, and I'll put it up on Saturday, probably about 12-ish. So I already got one vote we got 1 and 1. So lots of new things coming up. I appreciate everybody. Genesis of Fishery episode 2 will be coming out soon. And lots of other things. Knowing you can see our comments and caring are two different things. That's my boy Jeff. I'll put that on there. Oh crap, there it is. Okay, guys, I appreciate everyone watching. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I hope you're able to go fishing. That's more important. And I hope that you remember a few things. Take a kid fishing. Get your fish on. I've got 3 freaking... I'll go in the other room and grab the shirts. I got to tell you, I wish I could bring this on. I would show you my other room. I've got a formal dining room. I've completely blacked it out so I can do the intros and all that stuff. And so I did a whole bunch of intros the other day. I was changing shirts, and, so I got all the shirts in there now. I mean, wife will have to pick those up. No, I'm joking. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Next week, we'll have Mike on with us for sure. Mike will be on here. We'll hear his trip on the Keys, see what's going on, and also we'll have our first virtual iCast will be happening. And from what I understand, iCast is going to do a really good job. Do a closer look on the whiteboard. But iCast is going to do that. But also Fishing Tackle Retail is going to have several thousand pictures of all the new products. So we will dive into that too. I know some people are sending me a bunch of stuff. So we'll be able to look at that kind of stuff too. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Take a kid fishing. Get your fish on. I really appreciate every one of you guys. See ya. Cheers.